All right, let's get right into it. Today, we are demystifying a piece of tech that is literally changing how people manage diabetes, the insulin pump. But we're not just scratching the surface. Oh no, we are digging into the honest truth, what it is, how it works, and the real deal reality of who this is actually for. So, if you're managing your diabetes with multiple daily injections, you know the drill, right? It's that constant planning, the interruptions, the mental gymnastics of scheduling your entire day from what you eat to how you move, all around your shots. It's exhausting.
Now, I want you to picture something different. Imagine a system that's quietly working in the background, making tiny, smart adjustments to your insulin 24/7, even while you're fast asleep, all to help keep your blood sugar steady.
That right there, that is the incredible promise of an insulin pump. But, and this is a big but, it's absolutely not a magic wand. It is a powerful, powerful tool, but it comes with its own set of challenges, its own costs, and a pretty significant personal commitment. Okay, so let's dive in and really get into the nitty-gritty of how this little device actually works. Think of it as your own personal, external pancreas. So at its core, an insulin pump, you might hear it called a CSII system, it completely replaces all those daily injections. So instead of juggling long-acting and rapid-acting insulins, the pump uses only rapid-acting insulin, and it delivers it continuously through a tiny, super flexible tube that just sits right under your skin. And the real genius of the pump lies in its two delivery methods. First, you've got your basal rate. Just think of this as a constant, tiny drip, drip, drip of insulin, 24/7, that covers all your body's background needs. Then you have the bolus. Now this is the extra dose you give yourself for a meal or to fix a high blood sugar, and the pump calculates it all for you based on the settings you and your doctor put in. So this is the big question, right? How does this tech really stack up against the old-school method of injections? Let's break down the honest trade-offs here.
And this chart really lays out the exchange perfectly. You're trading, 4, 5, 6 needle pokes a day for just one little site change every couple of days. You get this incredible precision, doses down to a tiny fraction of a unit, but, and it's a big one, it comes at a pretty high upfront cost. Especially in places like India, we're talking anywhere from 1.5 to 6 lakh rupees.
And the clinical data really backs up the benefits. A huge review of 12 different studies found that pump users, on average, lowered their HbA1c, which is that key long-term glucose number, by almost 0.5% more than people on injections. And in the world of diabetes, that is a really big deal. And check this out. The potential long-term health impact is just wow. One large, real-world study showed a nearly 29% lower mortality rate over 5 years for people using pumps compared to those on injections. That is a truly powerful statistic. But we've got to be completely honest about the challenges, right? You are physically attached to a medical device, all day, every day. There's the high cost to get started, plus ongoing monthly expenses, and this is critical. Because the pump only uses rapid-acting insulin, if something goes wrong, like a clog or the site fails, you can get into a serious condition called DKA much, much faster. You absolutely have to have a backup plan. So, with all that on the table, we get to the most important question of all. How do you possibly figure out if this tech is the right choice for you? A pump can be an absolute game changer for certain people. If you struggle with that dawn phenomenon, those stubborn high blood sugars when you wake up, a pump can be programmed to fight it. For athletes, for kids who need those teeny tiny doses, or really anyone with a crazy, unpredictable schedule, the flexibility is just unmatched. And this really gets to the heart of the matter. The American Diabetes Association puts it perfectly. It's not just about wanting the cool new gadget. The one absolute requirement is that you are ready and willing to learn what it takes to use the pump safely and effectively. It's really a partnership between you and your technology. So if you do decide this is something you want to explore, one of your first choices is about the form factor. You've got your traditional tubed pumps, which kind of look like a pager and connect with a thin tube. And then you have tubeless pods like the Omnipod, which is a little device that sticks right onto your skin and is controlled wirelessly. Each one has its pros and cons depending on your lifestyle. Okay, now let's look at where all this is headed, because this is where it goes from being just a powerful tool to something that feels like it's straight out of science fiction. We're talking about the age of the artificial pancreas. So the most advanced systems are called automated insulin delivery, or AID systems, and they work in this incredible continuous loop. First, a CGM senses your glucose level every few minutes. Then, a smart algorithm predicts where your glucose is going.
And finally, the pump automatically adjusts your insulin delivery to help head off highs and lows before they can even happen. It's amazing.
Now, all this automation, as you can imagine, generates a ton of data. The pump knows what your glucose is doing, but it has no idea why it suddenly spiked. And that's where the next level of management comes in. It's about using platforms that can add that crucial context: your sleep, your meals, your activity. A great example is my Health Gheware, which helps you connect all those dots so you can see the full story and make all that data truly meaningful.
And this leaves us with a really fascinating question to think about. In modern diabetes care, what is the new definition of freedom? Is it doing fewer tasks, like taking injections? Or is it having this rich, constant stream of data that empowers you to make smarter, more informed decisions every single day?
And of course, and this is so important, please remember, this is a major medical decision. This explainer is for educational purposes. The choice to start pump therapy is one that you absolutely must make in close partnership with your endocrinologist and your entire diabetes care team. We just hope this has empowered you to start that conversation. Thanks so much for tuning in.